We're back. Kinda. Um, I still don't really have any direction of what I'm doing. I did take a break though. Hopping back into it, I did a couple of tweaks to the system. So let's use this for example. So here we have the unit start, which is something that we've always had, but now we have the track unit length. So we can change the length of this, whether it's connected or not. And it's just going to change the length of each unit there. So I can get the closer together track ties and then the further apart track ties. And also it doesn't scale my, what am I trying to say? My cross ties. What it does scale are my rails here. So the rails are going to look smoother than they are here. So here you can see like the rails have longer gaps in between. And then obviously the box is scaled because that's, I mean, duh. But I don't think we're going to have anything that is that far spread unless it is a straight piece of track. And then if it is like 1.3, which is typically the longest that we do with this section, you can't really tell much of a difference. So yeah, I think that's a really big improvement because now you can kind of move all the pieces to where they need to go, and then you can kind of like, let's say you have this piece. 8. Whoops, I accidentally clicked. All right, there we go. The thing that is annoying though is that for each one you're gonna have to offset it by a bit instead of yeah, I don't like that. I'd rather be in -3. Okay. Is that when you do place a new piece, it doesn't just click, you have to set the offset for each piece, which is something that I don't really like. And then let's say here, let's add another one. Okay. So let's say this piece here, I need to make it, whoops, one extra piece, but I don't want this one to change. So what I can do is move this one up. Again, we're gonna have to change the unit offset, which is the thing that I think I need to work on. And then here, you can kind of change the count that way. So it's possible to still change this kind of stuff. Also, let's say we move this, or we change the offset to like something like that. I don't know. And then we can scale this track length to match that. I don't know what it would be though. 0.25? No. Let's just do 1.2, and then we'll change this offset to be more normal. Yeah. And now this is now 1.2 track length instead of the 1.1. So you can still kind of get everything to fit the way that you want it to, which I like that flexibility. The only thing that I don't like is having to manually set this offset. And I don't know how to, with geometry nodes, is very output focused, but obviously with geometry and not with values. But what I would like to do is be able to position this one off of this one's value. I just don't know how to do that. Because with object info, you have its location. Output, its location. Does it change anything? Oops. So I get a value here, but in here it doesn't. So far, this is the issue that I'm on, because I don't want to have to manually place each piece, which I think I might have to. And if I do, that's not the worst thing in the world. But also, I want to work on this geometry node itself rather than actually placing these everywhere, because I don't want to actually work on this yet. Another thing is getting the track routes on there. Track routes. And then also for organization, I kind of add these pipes in here, so I don't have to keep adding different group inputs all over the place. Dun, dun, dun. Track route. Oh geez. See, like this looks very organized, but it's kind of hard to read, which I kind of knew when I was doing it, but I wasn't really aware that this was something that I could do. Unit length, root position, root height, unit length. Of course, this level of detail that I'm doing is not necessary at all, but I need it out of the way. Like, I need to know where it's coming from, but I guess I could just have this going straight across, but like that. So root position. So all of this is like applied, but it's still not. Do I have geometry for this? Root. Yes, I do. Root count. There we go. So I do have roots on here. I think I might just have to manually place these like last time, unfortunately. I need to I would love to get better at geometry nodes so I wouldn't have to. Oh, that's another thing. Oh, never mind. I can still put them at position 0. Okay, I wasn't sure if I got rid of that feature or not. So what I need to do also, this right here is using the unit length rather than the track unit length. So unit length right here needs to be track unit length. There you go. Because the unit length is for the entire coaster itself, just to get a starting point for each track piece, which makes that much easier. So separating the two makes it so much easier, because at first, when we did have something that was 1.2, it would change the entire thing. So this right here would be start unit 186, but let's say I changed this to 1.2 and I moved it back. Now it's like 155, you know? But I want the same start point, which is why I changed it. Track roots. I'm gonna rename this to track unit length. Track unit length. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately. I was thinking of adding roots as like its own separate geometry node, but I wouldn't be able to like access these points, I don't think. How do I make it? Because the only way I can think of it is making my own separate node, but then I would also have to have this entire unit thing. The unit offset, unit start, unit count, unit length, and track unit length. Just to get the position of it, and then I would have all of this here, and that's just rewriting code twice, which I don't want to do. So I think I just might have to manually adjust this. But in order to manually adjust it, I would have to turn this into actual mesh. And then, wait a second. Huh. Oh, I guess connected. Convert to mesh. But it's still not. So we make the array and then we merge by distance and then we realize the geometry. So I don't know why it's not merging. But it is on everything else, right? What else? Nothing else is getting arrayed though. Is the thing, because the rails are all gonna. Wait, what is it? Alt-Z? There we go. So that's all linked together, but that's just separate. So if I take these two and I merged by distance, and the merge distance, let me add one more zero. Yeah. Let me add one more zero. But they're on top of each other, so it should merge anyway. Wait. Realize instances, yeah. Oh yeah, it should be all not connected. I don't know if that would. Nope, that doesn't change anything. There we go. But does that accidentally merge something over here, I wonder? No. 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 Okay, sweet. Because I still want everything to be separate just in case I do have to edit something individually. Okay, let's go back. So does it need to be realized and then merged? Let's try that. Yes, needs to be realized and then merged. There we go. So now I don't have to worry about that. Sweet, back to the spine. Organization makes you and keeps you sane. There we go. So also the thing I don't like about this is it keeps the work, or it makes the work destructive. Because now I can't just be like, oh, I want to, if I realize this instance, or if I Yeah, if I realize this instance, I can't just be like, oh, I want to move that root position to, where are we? Oh, let's just do one. So it's like, oh, I can't just move that position here and here. I have to like remake this entire thing. Which is frustrating because I can't, or I can see how to grab these points. The hell? Oh, it has a move to unit on it. I don't know why. So that now I want the vertices. Yeah. So there's 24. How do I wish you could see the ones that were selected. What's that? Oh, wait a second. I love Blender. This is amazing. 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 13, 14, 16. But how do I? Oh, wait. I can. Edge vertices, edges of vertex of corner, vertex neighbors. Read. I can't believe I like missed this music. It's gonna. I thought I'd get tired of it. Geometry to instance. No, instance of this. Is it mesh? Edge angle? Transform geometry. It's gonna take in this geometry, but you can't. How do you? Let's do position. Set position. The selection is gonna be. Endpoint selection. No. Selection is gonna. We're gonna do some math. I think. But does math? It's the whole thing. Select. This needs to return booleans, like an array of booleans. Let's back up. Let's go here. Geometry, store named attribute, selection. Next vertex index. Geometry value. Oh, that's a color value. Okay. Edge. And then we can store however we get this selection as the top vertice. right? Named attribute store. So we're gonna mess around with the Boolean. What the hell? Okay. I need to see if greater than, and if the vertices position their Z position we're gonna figure this out. Separate XYZ. So if the Z position is greater than 0, then we're gonna name it top thing. I don't know, top, just gonna name it top. But that's naming it to everyone because if thing is I need to plug in a vector here, so index, but that doesn't work. That's one. Mesh read. Where does index come from? Okay, so ID. ID. What do I mean? The index of attribute does not exist. Main attribute normal position. I want a vector of each point. But I don't want to generate anything. I want to read what's already there. Uh, mesh. Mesh. Vertex of corner. Yeah. I don't know how to do this. I want to also be able to separate the front and back verts, because what I want to do is eventually set a plane here, so then when we rotate, yes, so when we rotate on the y-axis of this, it would only rotate on this part. So let's get rid of that. Okay. Let's raise on G. Let's say here. And then we rotate on the Y. We can go ahead and do that. Yeah. Go ahead and do that. But then I would have to be able to separate that. Also, I don't know how to rotate on just that. We'll figure that out, maybe. Dun, 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 dun. I think the most difficult part is going to be rotating it this way. Rotating on the X. Yeah, rotate on the X. Basically, we would need a group that's just these two, a group that's like these two, a group that's, or sorry, these four, these two, these four, or these two. And then separating between these four and these two up here and these two down here. This looks like a job for Blender selecting specific verts and geometry nodes. I think I've seen this, and there's like tons of math. Geometry nodes. Is that going to be the cyclic thing? Edge vertices, subtract, normalize. What at index? Selection, yes, this. I read that very quickly because I don't want to stream me Googling stuff. Yeah. Select faces, closest. Looks like it's this, but I don't. No. Index and position. So the index. Compare. Compare how? So I do need index and position, but they don't attach the way that. But they're not attaching the way that I'm assuming. So this index. Oh, it's not a vector. I need it to be a boolean. There we go. Also, like, oh, so if it's edge and I go to here, top, got it. Actually, that would be much easier to have the edge, right? Because they're all going to be edges that I'm selecting, not just points. Guess I don't. Yeah, I'll need this still. I don't want to manually put in these also. Yeah. Oh, I see. Wait, do I see it? Ah, let me actually use the correct node here. was that 0.5? Snot clamp. Greater than 0. How do I name these? Even I can't undo. Just gonna get rid of that. I wish there was a way to like select these and like save it here. But what value? The position. Like the position value that. For each one, for each index of whatever, I want to compare the oh geez. No sound, please and thank you. Index value compares in some points. That's the thing, I don't want an instant on point. I want it to just physically move. Maybe doing instant some points will like kind of let me understand what's happening. No. Okay, sweet. Also, let me get out of that. Going off the index, this value is just Ever. Okay. All right. There we go. So now I'm selecting them. This was what? Originally, nothing was happening. Oh no. Okay, sweet. So the offset, let's do Z1. Set position. Actually, yeah, let me go in there so I can see what's happening. One, two, three. Okay. And that's moving all of it up there. So I'm setting the position of all of it. I don't see anything. Okay, maybe I can give up on trying to name it and just move it. So this value, we're gonna have an integer. This is adding each one by one. Ah, wrong one. There we go. And this is like the amount of influence around that one point. Yes. So maybe this should be, oh. So per index, the index 6 with the influence 1 around it. What if I do? Yeah. 2. So this is 6. If I want 6 in whatever the hell that is, 6 and 5. But how do I grab just this one and not that one? I guess we're getting close, but I have not done anything today yet. Okay. We can do this. We can do this. I look, just need to like learn this off stream. But I'm kind of getting somewhere, which is nice. And then once I select those instances, transform geometry, it still transforms all of it. So how do I scale just the ones I selected? So this needs to oh my. Name an attribute. Named attribute. Still need to make this selection though. Yeah, I don't know how to select certain edges here, and I feel like that would be able to help me move forward, but since I don't know how to do that, kind of stuck with the old process. But basically what I want to do with that is be able to grab like these 2 points and these 2 points, right? Or this axis, whatever, these points, and then this group. Compare the two groups, whichever one is higher, or it's not always going to be the highest. So I'll kind of have to figure out how I would do that comparison, but basically do the comparison between this group and that group, and then get them to match the Z positions. And then I would have to also figure out, well, I could use the height here. And then have this height just kind of like change, instead of just going from the initial Z position, it can kind of go from the Z position that exists, the global Z position. And then it would just go up this way. Like that. And then if it matches the Z heights, whoops, then it would keep its position here, which is good. And that would just account for the Y rotation. But then when we get to the X rotation and have to do like sideways stuff, things will get a little different. I think I'm gonna have to learn how to do that off stream because I don't know how to do all that. Which means I would have an hour left. I mean, I guess I could end it here, but I didn't do anything really. So I feel like I should do something before ending stream. So that means I got an hour to figure out something to do and then to also do it. What else? What else? I could attempt that offset thing. Like set a driver? But I would have to copy and paste that driver. Like I can make a new panel and call it like old position, old offset. And then I guess what I could do is like add driver. Or I can just copy paste into this. No, because that's just as manuals doing the other way. I'm gonna figure this out. Or should I just work on the track decoration part? I should probably do that. How do you read? Because when you have outputs, it doesn't really output anything, which is kind of frustrating. Because when you add an output, you can have all of these like, hold on. So if you do this. So like you output this, but then what? Like what? Where does this output to? Does it go to the origin? Nope, because this zooms in here. So this is type, and this is just called socket. And the socket doesn't really do anything. Output, output, output. And let's say it's a string. But then it doesn't go anywhere. Because I would like to be able to transfer each one, and then I could just kind of like drag and drop this node into like the previous, and then it would just take that information and kind of use it to position this next one. Because, and then if I were to move the one before it, they would all shift, you know? And like I'm trying to output 0, but it's making this another input field. Rounded B&M. That's a very interesting look. So output sharp face, sharp edge. So basically outputting sharp edge takes away the sharp edges? Why? Oh, output 0 on. No. Yeah, see, it doesn't make sense. Or at least I don't understand it. Yeah. So there's two things that I need to do, but I don't know how to do them. I guess that's why I've stopped straight. Well, there's a lot of reasons I stopped for a little bit, but I don't know how to move forward with this. I mean, I guess this could just be as far as I can get with it, and then I just kind of have to manually adjust these. I mean, this is still a huge improvement from the first project, and I can just kind of call it here and just be like, this is version 2, and then hopefully version 3 will be better. The thing is, if I move on from this now, I don't think I'm ever going to revisit this, or at least the system. I'm just going to continue to use the tools that I have, and I want to be able to make B&Ms because they're one of my favorite manufacturers, but I don't know how to, you know. Also, same thing with like the thickness. I want to be able to adjust the thickness of this, but what it's going to do is adjust. I still need to be able to select certain vertices, because if I'm going from this one and this one to be thicker, I would have to have this be the same, and then it starts getting thicker here. And then I would have an end piece that is determined based off of how thick the piece is, you know? I don't know how to do that yet. And then I could also add in like loop supports here, so I can grab like 1, 2, 3 here, and then draw on that triangle there automatically if I can figure out how to select this point and this point. And I can at least get the base here, and then I can go in manually and fill in the rest. Sharp edge. So what can I fix that I know how to fix? Very uneventful stream today. If anything, I can just start editing the actual Batman file to put the pieces in place. And if we figure something out, cool. If not, whatever. Oh, Jesus. I have no idea which file I'm supposed to use. Batman layout? Batman 1. These colors are different. What is a different environment? No, not that one. There we go. That's another thing, is that these are using different geometry node altogether. So this is probably an old file. Yikes. Oh, I think another thing that this is another thing is that it does this where I have to manually go into the cross ties and then click that. Actually, let's fix that. That's something that I know how to do that we can fix. Go into utilities, utility nodes. This bounding box. Let's keep it off. And get rid of this input. There we go. Yeah, so now when we log in, it just kind of keeps that off. And if I need that bounding box, I can adjust it later. All right, save. I fixed that way too quickly. What was I gonna do? Oh, I was gonna... So, in the old Batman file, what I used to have this node and also a curve modifier, and I would have to add a curve modifier to each piece. But this one takes in the spline here. So if I get rid of the spline there, you can see that it kind of just doesn't exist. So you have to have the spline, and then it uses the spline that we input to move this around, which is already miles ahead of the first project that the first time I attempted this. And because of that, I might have to, I'm gonna duplicate this. Convert this to mesh. Okay. Let's add a new mesh, a plane. Let's undo that. And then in the middle here, all this, I'm gonna add a plane. And yep, that's on. And then we'll create this little thing there. And then we'll have this plane thing. And on here, we can rotate based off the plane. And GX. Still moving on global. Oh. Yeah. Because I moved the vertices rather than... Snap. This project. Yeah. effect rotate. There we go. Edge. Huh. Trying to get this to snap to the angle of this here, which I can't do. Alright. Post canceled. Vertex. GX. Oh. GX. That's kind of what I wanted, with less weird stuff. Alright, sweet. So we can rotate this on X like that. Ah! So let's go here. Say GZZ. Rotate X. Scale ZZ. 0. Is that how that works? Yes. G, Y. And then ZZ. You know what? That's pretty damn good. I don't think I need geometry nodes for that. Of course, this is like a little sunken in, but who cares? Because it's kind of ideal that it does that. So literally all I have to do is make a new one of these for each one that I do. And then from there, oh, I should probably still have these selected. From there, how do I connect? Okay, so far this is kind of perfect for what I need. But what I want to do is, let's say I move by a certain number. Let's say it's 0.1. Okay. Then I can add the cursor there and move this back down, whatever that certain number is. And then we can have the start point be where the support starts. Let's get that number right now, actually. Cause supports, B&M supports. Wait. I need my assets on. I need. It's gonna depend on the thickness of the track, though, or the thickness of the I hate math so much. Okay. Or will it? Hold on. I think it will. So this right here is going to be changed. It sure will. It sure will, and it sure is. Oh, I also have to fix the stretching on some of this, or at least on this down here. Anyway, the reason I came here is this is 0.47. Don't. Please. No. No. Thank you. So if I moved this up 0.47, put that there. It's a trick from Planet Coaster, just to put something in a spot so you can kind of like attach it there and then hit Control Z to move it back. So right here is where I would add a new curve. Oh God, how do I position it? Delete. Actually, what I could do is this. That there. Put that there. Scale Z 0. No. 30 cursor. Scale ZZ 0. So now that matches, and then I can just kind of like GZ on the normal. Extrude. Something like that. Z0. Global. Z0. Make sure it's poly. And then we'll drop a generate link. Should not be doing this here, I don't think. Generate BNM support. Let's do 0.25. Let's add a root. Why is nothing importing? Switch direction. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Okay. We're getting somewhere. Oh, this needs to be not centered. This needs to be recap. And if that's recap, then that means once again I have trolled. Need to put that there. This needs to go there. Put that there. Control Z0. Cool. We can I could have just manually done that. And then aside from not having any materials on it, that's kind of how the support system would work. And then we can still move this along that vertex. Why? Ah, this is awesome. Okay. And it still intersects there. Perfect. The only thing that I don't like is that in order to edit this, I have to edit the entire track piece. But to be fair, there's no point of doing separate track pieces if I didn't want to do it individually anyway, so can't really complain there. Okay. So I guess we actually did make some good progress here. Set material, make that Batman track. Nope, I lied. Track material is gonna be Batman track. It's not working. Aw. Supports. Is this the main one? Yes. I think I might organize this the same way I did the other one. Because this is looking a bit scary. Not even gonna lie to you. Geometry. Resolution. Radius. Call. Branch call. Low key, would not mind spending the rest of stream moving these little noodles around. Am I going to? Maybe. Maybe. Is this what anyone wants to see? Absolutely not. But it would make my brain much happier if I did. Actually, I'm not going to do all of this individually. But the splitting here. I'll move. Oh, whoops. Oh, I think I Control Z, Alt X, Shift X. Alt. The thing is that they're all stacked on top of each other like that. way at the bottom, buddy. There we go. Do something like that. Yeah, I feel like I just saved myself a lot of time than what I was gonna do. Boom. That might look even more crazier than what it was, but I can follow the color. I think this little jolt right here is the crazy part. Hello? Just not let me click and drag. So if I were to do something like that, it'd make a little bit more sense. Make my eyes a little happier. Yeah, straight across. Okay. All right, that doesn't matter. I mean, I am very distracted. Okay, so supports. What was I doing? Footer size. Slow this down one. Menu switch. Like that makes it look weird. Yeah. Alright, I'm going too far with this. I'm going way too far with this. Generate footers. Do I have a material set in here? Where to play? Extrude mesh. Set material, material index 2. So footer 0, 1, 2, yeah. Instance on points. Get me out of here. Oh, jeez. Us. Footer size, footer size. I'm gonna be here all day doing that. Actually, you know what? That's fine because I ran out of stuff to do anyway, so I'm just gonna organize this. Okay, radius. Footer size. Delete. Dun, dun, dun. Delete. Oh, whoops. Eventually, I'm gonna get to the thing that I came here for. Which was something important, had to have been. put her offset. Alright. I guess I don't need all these extra points here. Whoops, whoops, whoops. It's like Shift or like Alt X. When I do that, it doesn't. You know what? I'm leaving it next time. Okay. Let's collapse that. So at least this way, there's like a, you can have at least a group input for this because it's separated and a group input for this. While I'm killing time here, I'm actually trying to think of something that I can, oh, I need to, where's the join? Smooth by angle, yeah, join. Realize instances. I think I need to realize instances. Oh god. Join, smooth. I'll put this here. And then after this, I can do this. No. This was 2. Static radius and flanges. Ah, I didn't do the... I'm trolling. I was okay, sorry. Attribute. Store named attribute. So I can see what's happening here. We're going to store this named attribute. It is going to take the color of, doesn't matter, but I'll say face. Name is going to be original mesh. This is going to go into the join geometry. There's a lot of green going on here. I don't know if this is helping or hurting at all. I mean, it kind of makes sense. But there's a lot of switching over here. Anyway, we're gonna do that, and then set material that. And then we'll do a delete geometry. That selection is going to be named attribute. Oh, color. Oh, it needs to be a boolean then. Boolean. Mesh. But it's still not giving me that color attribute there. Let's go to here. Whatever just fell from under our desk kind of scared me. Okay, so here, how are we doing this? Geometry goes into store name attribute, geometry, color edge. Okay. Original geometry. This goes into a join geometry, into another join geometry, into another join geometry. And then we're going to set material index. After you set the index, delete the geometry. So this, we can actually get rid of all this. This can just go there. This was on color. I don't think any of this matters really. Set material, then delete geometry. Named attribute. Oh, ha 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 ha. There we go. Boolean original geometry. Set material index. Curve. To mesh. There's got to be a control F function, right? Yeah. Curve to mesh. So this is mesh. It already is mesh. Smooth angle. Sharpness of mesh edges based on the angle between neighboring faces. Input geometry has unsupported type curve. Curve to mesh. Oh, is this? I think this was the original error that we ran into. This is going to be material 0. But because it's a curve, so if I do this, I think it has color. Yeah, but it doesn't have color when I go like that. Let's do circle curve. So is that 0? Now I have 10 minutes left and I don't have enough time to do the thing that I was trying to do. That's kind of funny. Material index 0. Thing is, because it's a curve, it's not going to give me a material. Yikers. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Gotta leave you. Or I do this. But of course this doesn't have anything on it because this isn't the original geometry. The original geometry needs to have the color on it, but it's not going to have the color on it because it's a curve. Which I don't like. Because I'd rather be able to adjust the color from the color menu than to drag and drop it into here. But if that's what we gotta do, then okay. There's geometries by angle. Which one is this? Support material. Yeah, no. Footers. Set material. Support material. There is no footer material. As this is going to stay constant. Or at least for now. I will not dare fix all of that right now. Track material. And now I just need to set defaults support, which I'm not a fan of, but whatever. Let's copy to selected, copy to selected. Which gives us something. I mean, obviously this is not correct. Go ahead and change it, I guess. Utility nodes. Let's reload. Gives us something. Not perfect, but something. Okay, so I'm going to say this out loud so I do not forget it. No, I will not rewatch this, but saying it out loud may help. So, each one of these will have to be made individually. Oh, was that test one? What's test track? What's that? Oh no, it's up there. Thank God. Okay. So here we will have roots. How many do we want? Let's say 2. Select the position of each. Then from there, what we're going to have to do is convert it to a mesh. After we do that, we're going to have to select all of these here. Let's delete this. We'll add a new vertex. And then from there, what we can do is raise this up a little. Okay. Always select the vertices in that mode. Actually, why not? Hold on. No. I don't like that it's making 2. Why is it making 2? We're backing this process up just a little bit. Roots. Realized instance. Ew. Where's my grid? Why is there no grid in here? Why doesn't the grid work? What the hell? Anyway. Merge by distance. I don't like that there's no grid, even though it's on. Anyway, here, mesh. There we go. Yeah, I don't know why it was giving us this extra vertices. Anyway, we're gonna select this, and then we're going to click this. Let's line that view up, and then rotate. No. We're gonna select these two. Do that, and then we're gonna rotate X. We're gonna grab all of this actually. Rotate Y, X. I just said that. For some reason, I don't trust myself. Yeah, so we are gonna rotate X. Get to this view. Rotate X. Until that's like even-ish. Control Z, Z, 0. Move this up a bit. GY. And we can move this on the Y as well to kind of better line up. And for this one, we can do the same. Highlight all of that. Get rid of this vertex. We can if we're working on this, we can leave these vertex groups just because we're gonna need them for placing supports. But for now, this is gonna be vertex 01. Let's take the highest. We're gonna rotate X. I didn't like that. Hold on. The hell is that? This one worked, but this one is being weird. Let me delete this real quick. This is vertex 1. We're gonna take these, rotate X for all of this. Huh. So now it's not working all of a sudden. Use view. I guess we could also name each one of these as well. I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I shouldn't have to move this back here. It should just be working on its axis. But it is also 5:01. Alright, and then they're basically positioned. And that's how we're gonna make each track piece. Kind of figure out what's going on with that. This. And then we can add the supports just kind of like we did on that last piece. And then that's how we're gonna do all of this. The next time I stream, I have no idea what I'm gonna be working on, what I'm gonna be doing. I think I'm gonna polish up this process a little bit, and then after that I can actually stream finishing Batman. Or I don't know about finishing, but actually getting some work done on Batman. Yeah. Yep, that's it. Goodbye. Till next time.